Good morning, everyone. We will begin the morning service of the Miracle Association headquarters, asking God and Meishu Sama for protection and the permission to participate today in the divine plan of constructing a paradise on this earth. Let us pray together the Amatenorito, the prayer of heaven, followed by the miracle prayer. Please stand.
Taka amahara ni kamuzumarimasu. Kamurori kamurori no mi koto mochi. Omeri no ya mi koto. Zubuchi no himo kano tachi hana no. Odo no ahagi ahagi. Sogi harai kamo. Togi nari maseru. Harai no no kandi tachi. Moro moro no naga koto sumi gekaheko. Harai tamae kiyome tamae koma osu koto no yoshio. Anastu kami unisu kami aoyo. Tuko kami tachi tomoni. Ameno uchiko mano imi furi tatete. Iwo shime seto. Kashigo mi washigo mi momao. Miroku o mikami mamori tamae sakihae tamae. Miroku o mikami mamori tamae sakihae tamae. Oshie miyo yanushi no kami mamori tamae sakihae tamae. Oshie miyo yanushi no kami mamori tamae sakihae tamae. Samagara Tamati Harimase. Tamati Harimase. Great God of light, creator and giver of all life. Your creation is divine light. And the evermore created thee. How great is the power of the glory of light. Created by holy. We thank you for having us. Bring the function, make and see joy. Make our spirit and body being created and purified. Creator of truth, creator of love, nations come. Make the spirit and the instruments of your divine light. We serve you and all those with whom we come in contact. May recognize you. Peace and prosperity of the in our lives. Great God, bless and protect. Create our soul to your divine light. literally by instruments of your
Please be seated. We will now receive group jury. Jury is now concluded. We will now listen to a reading from Mishusama's teachings.
Education. I believe the present system of education makes a great mistake in overemphasizing material learning. Unless spiritual and moral education is given hand in hand with the material, the true aim of education will never be achieved. Spiritual education means awakening people to the existence of spiritual things, above anything else, to the existence of God. This is the essence of spiritual education. Through it, people can learn the spiritual meaning of life and thus bring about the balanced advancement of both the spiritual and material sciences. Only with this will the eternal peace of the world be born, and humanity becomes able to enjoy a paradise life.
Good morning, everyone. Thank you for joining the Miroka Association headquarters morning service, all those who are attending this service in person, and all those who are attending this service online. Today we had the honor of receiving Group Jurei from the president of Igreja Messiânica Mundial do Brasil, Reverend Marco Antônio Batista Rezende, who is present with us today to attend a lay leaders training seminar, and also with his wife to attend our Meshusama's birthday celebration, which will take place tomorrow at 11 a.m. here in Long Island City, New York. You're welcome to join us in person at 11 a.m., or you can also join us tomorrow online through our YouTube channel, Miroku TV, and also from our Facebook page. Today, I would like to share with you the faith experience of Junko Inaga, who's a member from the New York Jurei Center. Junko is originally from a small town in Japan. She arrived in New York City with a one-way ticket in January of 1997 and became a Jurei member in September of 99, guided by a close friend. Like most foreigners living in the United States with a temporary visa, she had a big dream of becoming a permanent resident. So she tried to obtain a green card the easiest way, the green card lottery. Recognized as the most challenging lottery in the world for foreigners, she didn't win. She continued working at a Japanese newspaper for 6 years until her case was approved in May of 2011. She spent almost $100,000 between the immigration department and her immigration lawyer and asked her former employer to sign documents hundreds of times. At that time, there was no option for working from home or having flexible hours. So she had to go to the office and work long hours. She literally kept working to have a piece of plastic card in her hands. What made her feel envious and humiliated was the feeling that she had been left behind. Her former coworker married her American boyfriend. So she left the company and started her own family. Another coworker quickly obtained her green card through her executive position, then moved on to an apartment in Manhattan. Junko's former hairstylist won the lottery and opened his own hair salon in the wealthy neighborhood. Settling aside her negative feelings, she continued praying and channeling Jorei, dedicating her time, donating more than 10% of her salary, a practice that she had been doing for many years, and using her hands in her nature farming home garden, dedicated for God and Meshusama as the Jorei. She came to the conclusion of why she was not granted a green card easily. Because it was so difficult to obtain, she was taught to be independent. She didn't ask any American man to marry in order to change her immigration status. She learned strength. She continued working, although she wasn't a businesswoman, and patience. She had to wait for the right time. She lived in a basement apartment in Staten Island for 18 years. It was very cold during the gloomy winters. Even though she wore 3 pairs of socks and slippers, her feet still got very cold. When the Staten Island train didn't arrive on time, she had to wait outside the station for a long time. This made her long commute even longer. By the way, her commute was normally 2 hours from Staten Island to Manhattan in order to work. Living in the suburbs was difficult in winter, but it was a paradise in the summer. Her landlord allowed her to use the garden, so she practiced home gardening and distributed her abundant harvest to friends and neighbors. Our church in New York changed location a few times, but she had not. So her round trip journey, including train, ferry, and 2 subway lines, was nearly 6 hours between the Joy Center and her home. Dedicating her time was actually equivalent to her weekend round trip journey, making it difficult for her to accept. When she talked about it with Reverend Romilson last spring, they prayed together at the altar. Actually, this was 2 years ago, asking God the Meshu-sama, please allow Junko to live in above ground residence and have permission to dedicate her time to the church. She had 2 dreams while sleeping after the day they made the prayer. One of them was that she saw herself living in a spacious apartment with a floor-to-ceiling window showing the Manhattan skyline. The other dream was in a large common area for building residence, but she didn't know where it was. In addition to participating in our online morning and evening prayers, she wondered if she could do something for the community in Staten Island. As hundreds of thousands of New Yorkers lost their jobs due to the coronavirus, she distributed COVID-19 emergency food until the project ended in June of 2021. Additionally, she found a volunteer project she could do outdoors and maintain social distancing, picking up trash from the streets. With her phone in her left hand and a trash bag in her right hand, she picked up litter, joining the volunteer service with other people. The project had no foreseeable end because there was because there was garbage everywhere. In August of 2021, unexpectedly, she received an email from a building management office saying, there is a vacancy in an apartment. You are on the waiting list. If you are interested, fill out the attached form and send it back to us within 2 weeks. She had been enrolled in the Affordable Housing Lottery for low-income people in New York City for 20 years. Since she didn't win the green card lottery, she didn't expect to win the housing lottery. She didn't even expect the office to contact her. In the middle of October, after a phone interview, her application for affordable housing was finally approved. She visited on October 26th and was surprised to see that it was almost exactly the same apartment she had dreamed about the previous spring. When she was taken to the library and game room on the second floor of this building, they were what she saw in her dream too. As she learned about the law of the spiritual preceding the physical, she felt that living in the new apartment in Manhattan was the materialization of the dream she had. But there was still one more step. After inspecting the apartment, the second phase of the application began. Although she felt nervous and anxious, she continued participating in monthly services, praying for the less fortunate, and cleaning the litter on public roads. On November 10th, while working from home, she received an email from the management office saying, "Congratulations, your documents have been approved." She couldn't stop crying with joy and called Reverend Romilson to share her overwhelming blessings. It was beyond her imagination and expectations. She swears that she never asked God and Miss Sama to let her live in a fully furnished apartment that is twice the size of her basement apartment in Staten Island, with the view of the Manhattan through her window and just 3-minute walk to her job. Not only she became materially blessed, but she was also blessed with wonderful people working in her condo, as well as friendly residents. While she was living in a place like a palace, in an atmosphere like paradise, she will never forget her former landlord saying, "Oh, if your life in Manhattan doesn't work out, you're very welcome to come back to the basement in Staten Island." Jung is very thankful to God and Mr. Sama from the bottom of her heart for the blessings and protection received, and commits to continue dedicating to the divine work for the realization of paradise on earth. So I myself have followed Junko's life as a member, Reverend Romilson the same. So we know that she more than deserves this great blessing. Again, from a basement to this studio that is fantastic in Manhattan, and very close to the Jewelry Center. So we are very happy to have Junko among our team of members that we dedicate for our expansion guiding. Thank you very much.
It brings to a conclusion of our morning service. Thank you everyone for joining us. We wish you a very blessed day.